Ever pondered what Docker is and why it's creating such a buzz in the IT world? Well, let's dive right into it. Docker is a platform that uses operating system-level virtualization to deliver software in packages called containers. It's almost like packing your entire software with all its dependencies into a box that's ready to be unboxed anywhere, anytime. Now you might be wondering, why is this so revolutionary? Well, Docker has fundamentally changed the way applications are deployed and managed. In the past, deploying an application was often a complex process, involving multiple steps and requiring a deep understanding of the underlying infrastructure. But Docker simplifies all this. With Docker, you can package an application and its dependencies into a single container that can run anywhere that Docker is installed. This removes the headache of managing individual software dependencies and ensures that the application will run the same, irrespective of the underlying system. This is a game changer for developers. It means they can focus on writing the code and let Docker handle the intricacies of deployment. It's like having a personal assistant that takes care of all the tedious tasks, freeing up developers to focus on what they do best, creating amazing applications. And it's not just about simplifying deployment. Docker also makes it easier to scale applications. If you need more capacity, you can simply spin up more containers. And if you need to update the application, you can just update the container image and roll it out across all your containers. It's that simple. Imagine you're a carpenter. Docker is like your tool belt. It comes with everything you need: hammers, screwdrivers, saws, all neatly packed and ready to use. And just like a tool belt, Docker gives you the tools you need to build, deploy, and manage your applications. So Docker is like a tool belt that comes equipped with everything you need to run your application anywhere. Now that we have a grasp on Docker, let's delve into Docker containers. A Docker container is essentially an isolated environment where applications can run. Think of it as a tiny, self-contained world where your application lives, breathes, and performs its tasks. It's like a little digital bubble, protected from the outside world, ensuring that your application runs smoothly and consistently, no matter where it's deployed. Docker containers are designed to hold everything needed for an application to run. This includes libraries, system tools, code, and runtime. It's like packing a suitcase for a trip. You wouldn't just pack your clothes, would you? You'd also pack your toiletries, your chargers, your travel documents, everything you'd need to navigate your destination successfully. In the same way, a Docker container packs in all the necessary components to ensure your application can navigate any system successfully. Now you might be wondering, doesn't this make Docker containers heavy or bulky? Here's where the beauty of Docker comes into play. Docker containers are incredibly lightweight. They share the host system's OS kernel, eliminating the need for a full-fledged operating system within each container. This makes them significantly more resource efficient than traditional virtual machines. Furthermore, Docker containers can run on any system that has Docker installed. This means you can develop your application on your personal computer and then deploy it on a cloud server, and it will run exactly the same way on both. This portability is a major advantage of Docker containers, eliminating the age-old problem of "it works on my machine." So, if you're looking for a way to ensure that your application runs consistently, no matter the environment, Docker containers are your ticket. They provide an isolated, controlled environment for your application, ensuring it has everything it needs to run while remaining lightweight and portable. In a nutshell, Docker containers are like miniature virtual machines, running your applications in their cozy, self-contained spaces. You've learned about Docker and Docker containers. Now, what about containerization? Well, containerization is a lightweight alternative to full machine virtualization. It's an innovative method of packaging an application so that it can run with its own set of resources, without the underlying system directly influencing it. Think of it as the process of encapsulating or enclosing an application in a container with its very own operating environment. This is a unique way of bundling an application along with all its related configuration files, libraries, and dependencies required for it to run. This ensures the application behaves the same way regardless of the environment it's running in. Now you might wonder why we need containerization. The answer lies in its benefits. One of the key advantages of containerization is its portability. Since the application and its environment are encapsulated into a single package, it can easily be moved across different systems running the same operating system. This means you can develop on your laptop, test on a different system, and deploy on a server, all without worrying about system-specific inconsistencies. Another significant advantage is efficiency. Containers are incredibly lightweight as they operate on the host system's kernel, unlike virtual machines that require a full operating system to run. This means you can run more containers on a given hardware combination than virtual machines, making better use of your resources. It also streamlines the development process. Developers can focus on writing code without worrying about system-specific dependencies. They can simply create a container with the necessary environment, and the application will run no matter where it is deployed. Containerization also shines in isolation. Each container interacts with its own private file system. This means changes in one container do not affect other containers. This isolation makes it easier to control and secure applications. Containerization, then, is like packing your entire application into a shipping container, ready to be transported anywhere without hassle. Just like a shipping container can be loaded onto a ship, train, or truck, regardless of the cargo, a software container can be loaded onto any system, making your application truly portable and efficient. Finally, we're going to explore Docker Hub. Now, imagine a bustling marketplace filled with traders selling their wares and buyers on the lookout for the best deals. Docker Hub is quite similar, albeit in the digital realm. It's a cloud-based registry service, a hub, if you will, for all things Docker. Let's dive in a little deeper. Docker Hub is where you can link up your code repositories, build details, and more. It's the bridge that connects your containers to the world. With Docker Hub, you can push your images to the registry and pull them when needed. It's like having your very own storage unit. But instead of old furniture and forgotten trinkets, it's filled with Docker images ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. But Docker Hub is more than just a storage unit. It provides a centralized resource for container image discovery and distribution. It's the go-to place for finding pre-built images or sharing your own with the community. Now, let's talk about change management. Docker Hub helps you manage and keep track of the different versions of your Docker images. It's like having a personal assistant that keeps track of all your work, ensuring nothing falls through the cracks. And what about team collaboration? Docker Hub shines here as well. It allows teams to work together seamlessly. You can share your Docker images with your team, making it easier for everyone to be on the same page. But the beauty of Docker Hub doesn't stop there. It also provides workflow automation throughout the development pipeline. With Docker Hub, you can automate the building and testing of your Docker images. It's like having a production line for your containers, ensuring efficiency and consistency. So, to wrap it up, Docker Hub is a cloud-based registry service that links your code repositories, manages changes, aids in team collaboration, and automates workflows. It's the marketplace for your Docker images, making discovery, distribution, and deployment a breeze. So, Docker Hub is essentially your one-stop shop for managing and distributing your Docker containers. Let's recap what we've learned about Docker, Docker containers, containerization, and Docker Hub. We began our journey by exploring Docker, a platform that simplifies the process of managing and deploying applications in isolated environments. Docker is akin to a shipping container for code. It wraps up an application with everything it requires to run, including the operating system, application code, runtime, system tools, and libraries. This ensures that the application will run uniformly, regardless of the environment in which it's deployed. Our exploration then led us to Docker containers, the heart of Docker's functionality. Docker containers are lightweight, standalone, and executable software packages that include everything an application needs to run. They isolate software from its surroundings, solving the "it works on my machine" headache. With Docker containers, you can package an application with its dependencies into a standardized unit for software development, making it simpler, faster, and more reliable. We then delved into the concept of containerization, a lightweight alternative to full machine virtualization. It involves encapsulating an application in a container with its own operating environment. This provides many benefits, such as efficient use of system resources, rapid deployment, scaling, and isolation of applications. We wrapped up our journey with Docker Hub, a cloud-based registry service that allows you to link code repositories, build images, and store them. Docker Hub simplifies the workflow for teams and boosts productivity by enabling you to automate building and sharing of Docker images and streamlining version control. Throughout this exploration, we emphasized the benefits of using Docker for application deployment and management. Docker's ability to package an application and its dependencies into a single unit, its efficient use of system resources, and the convenience of Docker Hub make it an invaluable tool for any IT professional. So there you have it, a quick start guide to Docker and its essential components. Now you're ready to dive into the world of Docker.